From the Pep Radio Newsroom, this is the overnight news update. The U.S. government can continue collecting the 10% worldwide tariff it imposed in February, while legal challenges to the levies continue to work their way through the courts. The Federal Appeals Court ruled on Thursday. The Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit in Washington decision handed a procedural win to the Trump administration, concluding that its case was, quote, likely to succeed on the merits. At issue are temporary 10% worldwide tariffs Trump imposed after the Supreme Court in February struck down even broader double-digit tariffs the president had imposed last year on almost every country on Earth. The new tariffs, invoked under Section 122 of the Trade Act of 1974, are set to expire July 24th. In other news, the U.S. government on Thursday announced sanctions against Cuba's state-owned oil and gas company in a move some experts say will only deepen the island's crises and hit vulnerable Cubans the hardest. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio asserted that key assets of the company, known as CUPET, were unlawfully expropriated from American owners years ago. He also accused Cuba's government of weaponizing energy, while the Cuban people have suffered fuel shortages and blackouts because of decades of underinvestment in critical infrastructure. Cuba's communist leaders have diverted energy resources to line their own pockets, Rubio said in a statement. He further noted, without providing any evidence, that Cuban officials resell countless barrels of scarce energy on the secondary market, hoarding energy supplies for its military control, intelligence, and repressive forces, and rationing energy as a tool of social control. Turning to news from California, more than 30 lawsuits have been filed against GKN Aerospace after one of the company's tanks containing highly flammable chemical overheated and threatened a catastrophic explosion last month, forcing the evacuation of about 50,000 residents in California's Orange County. Debbie Coran, who lives about 500 feet from the aerospace facility in Garden Grove, wasn't told to evacuate until several hours after the leak started, according to her complaint. Her suit said she experienced nausea and headaches for several days afterward. Melanie Rose Burciaga of nearby Westminster had just given birth to her first child and had to leave the hospital when the evacuation orders came in, her lawyer said in a lawsuit. And Juan Diego Orozco was part of a street repair crew working in Garden Grove on the day the overheating started. He said he suffered a headache and went to the hospital due to difficulty breathing and vomiting, his lawyer said. And finally, thousands of Southern Baptists overwhelmingly voted Wednesday to advance a formal ban on women pastors in the nation's largest Protestant denomination, sending a clear message that men alone should preach to these conservative evangelical congregations. The amendment would tighten existing restrictions in the Southern Baptist Convention, which already has a faith statement opposing women pastors. The vote was 6,028 to 2,026, a 3-to-1 margin which easily exceeded the required two-thirds majority. It will require a similar two-thirds vote at next year's meeting to become part of their constitution. The two-day meeting concluded Wednesday after bringing more than 11,000 delegates or messengers to a cavernous convention center in Orlando, Florida. That's the news update for this hour. Turn to Pep Radio on the Live 365 app to listen to great music, news, Today in History, 2 Facts, 1 Fiction, podcasts, and more. From the Pep Radio Newsroom, I'm David Moore.